What up, what's the B word, man? I'm Anthony Addison with another segment of What's the B word. Like and subscribe to the page. Hit me up on Instagram, What's the B word 52. Just like you see on YouTube. Hit me up on Facebook, What's the B word. And y'all already know, man. You know what's going on. Baltimore Raven fan, man. Raven Nation stand up. Flock, let's get it. And today, man, I got a mailbag question from my boy Robert Tang again. Shout out to my man Robert, man. He been supporting my page since I started this. And he asked me how do I feel about Kenny Young starting over Chris Board due to his injury, and like has Kenny Young proven to be the starter over Chris Board since he's been hurt in the in the preseason game he played in. And my answer to that is really either or. It's a toss up. I mean, truth enough, when I watched the preseason games, me honestly, I didn't see just this big difference of, wow, Kenny Young is so much better than Chris, or Chris is so much better than Kenny. And I like the simple idea of us having a rotation going. You know what I'm saying? As far as like having fresh legs out there beside Peanut. Because, you know, one thing about having fresh legs, you're less likely to get hurt, because most of the time when players get hurt, true enough, is when they're fatigued, because, you know, you're not being as safe and you're not, you know, as focused that you need to be when you're fatigued, because, you know, you're just trying to push through when you're tired. So I just like the idea of having the rotation thing. So either or who starts, because at the end of the day, whoever starts is still going to be a rotating thing going on with them. And in certain packages, we're going to be throwing Levine in there too. So if we started Kenny Young, I wouldn't be mad at it. You know, it's not a bad idea. I always liked Kenny Young ever since the Cincinnati game. When Cincinnati was whooping our tail, but he was the only bright spot in that game. To me, when Kenny Young was doing his thing. So I like him. I like his coverage. I like his speed to the ball. He hits the ball real good. He's a short tackler. If you see on plays that we do kind of give up some yards, he got a good pursuit angle. He always make the right pursuit angle. I like Kenny Young. Same thing with Chris Board, man. I noticed Chris Board, he a short tackler. Doesn't look lost. You know, being able to read his keys and find out where the ball going and stuff like that. Because when you play inside linebacker, that's what it's all about, reading your keys and making the play. And both of those guys do it well. I need to see Kenny do it more on a consistent basis, because last year, even though he started off good when we started playing him, when CJ got hurt, Kenny kind of died down a little bit as the season rolled on. He was a rookie last year. That's understandable, because, you know, you're still trying to figure out that learning curve. And we got a complex defense, so it's easy to get lost sometimes. So hopefully this year, this is second year, he'll be more consistent. He'll be making plays, flying around the ball everywhere. I like what I seen out of him in preseason. I like what I seen out of Chris Board out of preseason too. But man, with them concussions, you know, you gotta ease players back in with them concussions, because it's like when they get their first big one, then they keep having them over and over again. And we don't want like a Luke Kuechly situation as far as concussions and stuff like that, because you just don't want to put your players out there to get hurt like that. So especially due to the fact that like we don't have a lot of depth at inside linebacker. Like our depth is slim. Like we can't afford somebody to get hurt. God forbid Peanut get hurt. So we can't afford that at all. But to answer your question, like I said, I like the idea of either or starting. If Kenny start, I'm happy. I'm cool with it. If Chris start, I'm cool with it. Because the simple fact is we're gonna be rotating them guys. Them guys are gonna be splitting snaps for sure. Harbaugh always said that from Jump Street. It seems like that's gonna always be the formula. And like I said, it helps as far as like, you know, fatigue and stuff like that. Where it's always good where you can take a player out, put another player in, and you see that not that big of a difference. Like, it's like if you look at the preseason game so far, it hasn't been a big difference between those two as far as they performance. They played well in every preseason game they played. Chris Board didn't play as much due to the concussion, but you know they played pretty well. You know, Chris Board just got to watch out, because, you know, he did get trucked on that one. It was kind of funky. It was a funky play, so we'll let him slide on that one. But come regular season, he gonna have to be ready, have that chin strap ready to go. That's all I really got to say about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna shoot on something else. And shout out to Robert for that question. I'm kind of putting two into one. Something I wanted to talk about also. I seen a lot of people talking about the whole Trace McSorley thing because of the showing that he did, and should he be the QB2 over RG3? And even though Trace looked great, Trace played good ball. Trace looked very, very good. But we can't do that. One, because it's the preseason. And he was going against a real bland version of what an NFL defense look like. It ain't too much disguise and coverage, too much disguise and blitzing and all that. It's kind of what you see is what you get in preseason. Two, RG3 has experience over Trace McSorley. I'm one of the few that like the idea of us keeping 3 quarterbacks because true enough, Trace is the future as far as backup, and RG3 is just a mentor, and we need that veteran in the quarterback room. We have to have that veteran in the quarterback room. So, me honestly, I think we should keep 3 quarterbacks and have Trace McSorley deactivated, kind of like how we was doing last year when we had Joe Flacco and Lamar activated, RG3 deactivated. Let RG3 be, you know what I'm saying, the mentor and coach them guys up and help them out, especially about sliding and getting down, because I'm sure anybody in the NFL know they need to slide and get down. It's RG3 because he learned the hard way. I mean, you learn your best lessons when you learn it the hard way. So, I say no to putting Trace at QB2. Plus, if you remember last year, we had some people after the preseason games calling us about RG3, which RG3 had some trade stock. And once we done with RG3, you know, the man want to play ball at the end of the day. So once we done with RG3, Lord forbid that Lamar Jackson get hurt. But we can, you know what I'm saying, we can get some more draft picks out of the RG3. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about the Colts and all. They're trying to trade RG3 to the Colts. But I can't lie to y'all. I don't think the Colts is going to call us for RG3 because Jacoby Brissett is not a bum. Like, people got to remember that Jacoby Brissett is not a bum. Just the year before last, we was in a dogfight with Jacoby Brissett. You know what I'm saying? He was one incompletion away from Maurice Kennedy knocking that incompletion down from beating us. He almost got us. And we had a pretty doggone good defense that year too. So, you know what I'm saying? People that's talking like Jacoby Brissett is a bum, he's not a bum. You know what I'm saying? So I think the coach just going to ride with Jacoby. But I believe somebody else will eventually come knocking on our door for RG3. Because you never know. The Washington Redskins, you know, they got the new rookie and all that. Alex Smith hurt. They might need, you know, because my guy might not just be working out, and he might be like up to speed come season time or in the middle of the season and just need a mentor in the locker room. So Washington might call us. And you know our buddies over there across that bridge, you know, they love to do trades and always end up being on the short end of the stick. So, you know, that might be somebody we need to knock it. Or you never know, like Tampa Bay not so sure Jameis Winston. You know what I'm saying? So you just don't know. We need to pump our brakes on trying to talk about trade RG3. Let a few weeks go by. See how Trace is developing. And if his Trace is developing more and more and getting better and good enough to be our QB2, because that's the future plan. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't noticed, we've been getting quarterbacks that has the same kind of quality as Lamar. Probably not as explosive as Lamar and stuff like that, but we could run the same offense with those guys. So we need to pump our brakes on trying to put Trace at number 2 and trade RG3, because I see a lot of people talking it. We need to just pump our brakes on it because one, we need to keep that veteran in that quarterback room. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff still that Lamar doesn't know that RG3 knows, that RG3 can help him on. You know what I'm saying? Just do it, you know, small stuff. And 2, Trace, even though Trace played good, Trace is not better than RG3. You know what I'm saying? I know people talk like RG3 is just still like just straight up trash, but you gotta remember last year he played pretty good in the preseason. You know what I'm saying? So he showed he still can, you know, play some decent ball in the NFL level. Not saying he'll just go somewhere and just blow it out the water, but I'm just saying he'll quality backup right now. And when you got a backup, you want somebody with some experience. You don't want somebody that's inexperienced and if somebody get hurt and next thing you know, they out there like a deer in the headlights because they in a tied game in the fourth quarter and they going against one of the top 5 defenses in the league. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want that situation. So like I said, man, we just need to pump our brakes on it. Now, if it's a trade that come through for RG3 later on that we just can't pass up, that we just actually absolutely have to go ahead and grab, let's go ahead and get it. Because Mr. DaCosta, he's doing a good job of getting us draft picks. I mean, look, Vivek just missed 2 field goals, and we got a 5th round for them. Shout out to Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like being short end of the stick of the trade too. So, you know, hey, maybe we just got a good special team thing going. Harbaugh is a special team specialist. That's what he was good at. So, hey, it might be y'all. It might not be Vivek because he was knocking them down with us. But anyway, that's not even the subject. But we just need to keep RG3 on the team. We need to keep him in the room. I mean, it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but I'm just being real. We do not need to trade RG3 right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he's just gonna be like Nick Foles or something like that as far as backups, but we gotta have a veteran at backup until we get the other backup, you know what I'm saying, up to speed. Because Trace is not all the way up to speed yet. One preseason game don't mean you're ready for the NFL. You know what I'm saying? It's players that gonna have a good game in the regular season and then stink up the joint for the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? It happens like that. You know, the NFL is, the NFL is very, very tough. It's very, very, very complex, man. So you just can't go off one game and then go crazy. That's the one thing about us. We get, us Raven fans, we get one big game and then we just drinking. We drunk our purple Kool-Aid. Boy, I'm talking about we drinking about a gallon. Calm down, y'all. Let's calm down. Let's get past this last preseason game against our brothers over there in Washington, in D.C. You know, our cousins. And let's get ready for this regular season, man. We got 13 days to go. I'm counting down, baby. I'm excited. I hope y'all excited. I can't wait till the first regular season Purple Friday, man. Shout out to Robert for the question, for the mailbag question. Man, hey, I'm Anthony Addison, man. This is What's the B Word. Y'all make sure y'all hit me up on Instagram, What's the B Word 52. What's the B Word on Facebook. Inbox me with mailbag questions, man. I'm ready to answer any question y'all need me to answer. And I'm out.
Oh, 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 oh.